In this video, I'm going to discuss the Manage Tax area on EasyAs. If you have a look at this screen here, this screen really is basically all about note keeping. Very similar to your notes section, which is found over here. Your notes section, they almost look identical. But jumping into personal tax, the only difference with the personal tax is you have a couple extra icons here, which just allows you to create categories in here, help you manage your data a bit better. What this personal tax area is for is just for you to keep additional notes about tax records or about things that you do that you can't record anywhere else. It really has nothing to do with the accounting process. Let's say, for example, reporting of sales tax to the government. Depending upon what country you're from, in Australia, we have to report sales tax and remit the sales tax to the government every 3 months. Now, there's really nowhere to keep that sort of record keeping because sales tax has nothing to do with your bookkeeping, has nothing to do with your tax deductions at the end of the year because it's got nothing to do with your business. That's a function that you're doing. You're collecting tax for the government. You're doing their job. So it's quite difficult. Well, there's really nowhere in the program for you to record that sort of information. So this is a great location for you to record information like that, where you might be able to say that on whatever date, this particular date here, on this particular date, I sent sales tax, whatever. Okay, you put an amount and you might create a category for sales tax because you might, here you could record all different types of information. It might be sales tax, it might be personal tax that you sent off, that could be company tax, whatever. So you could have 4 or 5 different types of tax scenarios here, and you might have, a dozen entries. And if you create a category, which can be created down here, if I just call this category sales tax, and I might just allocate this next to that category. It's that simple. So I might have 2 or 3 different entries here that are allocated against sales tax. So I can put an amount down here. I remitted $200, $2,000 there. I might have remitted $200 here. And as we can see, this is adding up as it goes along. So if you have other entries in here for other items, so we've now got a screen totals 2,230. I might decide that I only want to see the sales tax category. So you'll notice that now it only shows these 2 amounts. So this here will filter, these boxes here will filter very similar to what other screens work as. It will filter all these information based upon what's entered in the category. If I click the all, it all comes back to the screen. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you've been using the other areas in EasyAs, it makes a lot of sense. I really only just wanted to point out that this was for personal information. You can use this screen or you don't have to use it. It's really your choice. If you have a look here, it says double click to zoom in. If I have other information entered in here, you'll notice that as I go down the screen, see it scrolls down. But if instead of using this here, I could double click and it brings it up on a bigger platform. So now I could see what I'm writing here. And once I'm finished, I click OK, and it puts it back down the bottom here. So at any time, then I can just come back and click it. So I can exit the screen, come straight back in there. I don't have to worry about that. I can just double click on it, and it's much easier for me to read.